Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:30 on December 5th. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Danny Stepanovich.
And I'm Carlos Murrieta. We're first taking a live look out at Gold Beach from Jerry's Rogue Jets. We first want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman to see how our Friday is shaping up.
Some showers out there this morning, but wet weather will become even more widespread as we head through the day today. You can track the rain using our interactive radar on KDRV.com and also download the Storm Tracker 12 app. We will see wet weather this afternoon in the Rogue Valley for the kids coming home from school. Likely going to need that raincoat or that umbrella, as we will see precipitation pretty widespread, especially along and west of the Cascades today. And then just some scattered showers on the east side and into Northern California. Not a washout, and precipitation amounts will be a bit lighter compared to what we'll see, especially along the Cascades and close to the coast. 50 today in Medford, up to 52 in Grants Pass. Getting up to around 55 in Yreka and 50 in Klamath Falls. Winds breezy along the coast today with temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 50s. Next few days tracking some more shower potential this weekend, but it is not looking like a washout. Here's a look at Stormcast. You can see that precipitation fairly expansive today compared to what we've seen as of late. Definitely our first system of December to bring some rain to the region. Notice though a little bit of a lull as we head into Saturday, but there is the potential for some more wet weather as we head towards your Sunday. I'll have more details on that extended forecast coming up in just a bit. Carlos.
Thank you, Matt. Continuing coverage this morning, the city of Ashland acknowledged the announced changes to the Ashland Community Hospital as the city is notifying residents of Asante's announcement that the hospital will transition to a satellite campus of Rogue Regional Medical Center by spring of 2026. Because of these changes, the hospital will close its inpatient hospital license and operate as an extension of RRMC. The changes made by Asante and the city of Ashland are not involved in the decision-making process, and for more details, you can head on over to KDRV.com. And after months of construction at 2200 Ashland Street, the severe weather shelter is ready to open its doors just in time for winter. The 30-bed facility, complete with showers, laundry services, and secure storage for guests seeking refuge from severe weather, has been a long time in the making. In August, the city approved a nearly $1 million contract with the construction company Outlier to help bring that building up to fire code. The money comes from federal grants and opioid settlement funds.
Try and get as many unhoused persons off the streets into this shelter that don't have to plan every night where they're going to stay for that night. It's going to be about 30 beds and possibly a little more. And then in inclement days where there's other days that are below freezing, between that time, we're going to open up space and overflow in the building.
With the shelter opening under the management of OHRA, which also operates the Ashland Night Lawn, officials hope to eventually expand the space into something larger. That severe weather shelter will be open from today until April 1st.
And in a developing story, the effort to recall Josephine County Commissioners Andreas Bleck and Chris Barnett is now moving forward after more than 6,400 signatures were verified in each recall petition. Commissioner Barnett has issued a statement following the signature verification, calling the petition's legitimacy into question. He says when Chief Petitioner James Goodwin resigned from the county, he agreed to the full and final release of any disputes.
In his statement, Barnett said his recall effort appears inconsistent with the terms he agreed to and may constitute for a potential breach of contract. Barnett has filed for a temporary restraining order, preliminary injunction, and permanent injunction to halt the recall process, but that has not been granted at this time. Bleck is running for re-election in May and has not made a public comment on the recall. If Barnett's petition does not go through, the decision will be left to voters on January 6th.
And Governor Tina Kotek announced that she's running for re-election in 2026. She emphasized her impact on increasing the state's number of shelter beds, affordable housing construction, funding summer learning, and easing the rising costs of living. Kotek says she plans to build on progress to ensure people can afford to call Oregon home. In her announcement, She said the choice is between a governor who will stand up for Oregon and protect what we believe in, or a governor who will let President Trump do whatever he wants.
Running opposed to Kotek is Republican challenger Senator Christine Drazan, who issued a statement of her own, saying Tina is all talk and no results. She wants Oregonians to believe this race is about Washington, D.C., when it's really about our home. This is Oregon's time of choosing. Our state has everything it needs to be the best place in America to raise a family, build a home, start a business, and receive a world-class education. But we won't get there with Tina Kotek. We need new leadership. And we're tracking new details in the veneer plant closure in Weed as the community is stepping up to support impacted families. One local organization has launched a relief fund to help families provide warm clothes, groceries, and even holiday gifts. Golden Hour Collective is trying to raise $8,000 for that fund and has already raised $1,000. The IMA union also issued a statement saying they're working with federal, state, and local partners to provide more resources for union members. A bipartisan group of lawmakers in California is urging House leaders to reauthorize a bill to resume funding for rural schools.
And the Secure Rural Schools and Community Self-Determination Act is that bill. According to a news release from Representative Doug LaMalfa's office, this would extend the program through the 2026 fiscal year while restoring payments for the 2024 and 2025 funding from the program, which expired at the end of the 2023 fiscal year. Since then, county payments have reverted to a 1908 timber sharing law that provides far less money to forested communities.
The program, created in 2000, is designed to help counties with large amounts of federally owned, tax-exempt forest land pay for schools, roads, and public safety. LaMalfa's district includes several counties that rely on that program.
And the city of Yreka is partnering with the California Conservation Corps to make the Greenhorn Reservoir safer for everyone. Starting on Monday, CCC crews will begin critical fuels mitigation work in a 20-acre unit. Now, this is being done to reduce wildfire danger and to protect the community, according to the city. Daily operations will be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and operations include hazardous fuel reduction, vegetation removal, and pile burning. This project is part of Yreka's comprehensive fuels mitigation project to protect one of the city's most valued outdoor spaces.
And new this morning, the debate over revisions to the Endangered Species Act is heating up. Conservation groups warn changes could threaten local wildlife, while industry groups argue habitat protections slow down economic growth. Let's take a closer look. At Wildlife Images, every day is something new. One bird is dropped off.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Another receives x-rays. And next door, surgery is underway.
Just keep her watch. She's 3.5 right now. We'll just see.
But it's not all emergencies. Some patients like Fury, a young bald eagle, is recovering.
She got hit by a car when she was about a year and a half old or so.
Fury's days are carefully managed.
She's a bit of a toddler because she is still so young, so she doesn't quite think like how a normal adult bald eagle should act.
The recovery of species like bald eagles is tied closely to protections under the Endangered Species Act. But now the ESA's future is uncertain.
This is our peregrine falcon, which are the fastest animals on Earth today. And they were very close to becoming extinct before the Endangered Species Act intervened and helped save these guys.
The rule that the administration has proposed would give federal agencies the ability to weigh economic, national security, cost to taxpayers when it determines whether to, set aside federal land as critical habitat for a species.
Nick argues that current habitat rules set aside millions of acres, some of which they say aren't even suitable for the species they're meant to protect.
9 million acres of critical habitat for the northern spotted owl has not worked, considering that severe wildfire is by far the greatest threat to this species.
He also claims that restrictive habitats prevent forest thinning and fuel reduction work.
Perhaps we can do more of that active management work where we're thinning overstock stands and we're protecting forests and communities from wildfire.
If we start putting economics and other factors into the decision process, it can be skewed so badly. Science will take a back seat and it'll be a disaster for wildlife.
For now, all sides wait to see which vision will guide the path forward.
I'd like to think that our future generations, and maybe my children's children, will be able to go out in the wild sometime and see a peregrine falcon, a bald eagle.
Public comment on the proposed changes ends December 22nd, giving Oregonians a chance to weigh in.
And moving into a traffic alert, the Big X intersection in Medford is nearly complete after more than $18 million worth of upgrades. Now this intersection connects Highway 62, 99, and 238. Upgrades on the project include new pavement and lane stripping, bridge improvements, and a new traffic signal system. It also replaced 88 curb ramps and the narrow sidewalk to make the area more accessible. ODOT said contractors will complete minor finishing work until the project is complete in the coming weeks.
And in Northern California, the Shasta Dam is not usually a climbing structure for enthusiasts, but trained professionals are rappelling around the structure as they're giving the spillway a once-in-a-decade routine inspection. The Bureau of Reclamation Ropes team has just started the process of inspecting the spillway, kind of like going to the dentist. They're looking for small imperfections before they become big ones.
And in Talent, Road Community Health has signed a lease with the City of Talent to bring a federally qualified health center to 49 Talent Avenue. Now, the clinic will provide medical and behavioral services to all community members regardless of income or insurance status. Doors are set to open during spring of next year, with improvements on the property set to begin as early as next January.